Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Inside Lowell Daily Pulse, the Thursday, July 24th edition of the Daily Pulse. I'm your host, Teddy Panos, coming here from the Wellpoint Studios. And what the hell am I doing here? I told you we're going to get to see Madame President Danielle McFadden, Bergie, here with some folk festival entertainers. And I screwed up my schedule.
But I'm here. I will entertain, but I will not sing and I will not play an instrument.
Can you please sing a little folksy, jazzy music or whatever?
You've heard me sing before. Do
I
you
have.
want me to do that?
We want podcast viewers, right?
All right, so we'll skip the singing for today.
Danielle McFadden is in the house. Madame President from the Greater Lowell Chamber of Commerce, the sports editor for Inside Lowell, writing sports column.
Who dis?
Sports column. I cannot, but we have to talk about this. But thank you you were going to host the show, and then I screwed up the schedule. I figured, all right, well, we still got to do a show.
Absolutely. So the show must go on.
The show must go on. So rather than folk festival music from one of the bands that will be performing, we're going to give folks a Bergie and the Beast folk festival edition. So thank you for sitting in. With any luck, this will be a short Inside Lowell Daily Pulse. Thank you for joining us here. Let me quickly thank our Daily Pulse sponsors. Ray Booten, licensed realtor in Mass and New Hampshire, certified appraiser in both states as well. So if you're looking to buy or sell a home, a business, or a commercial property, you need to get in touch with Ray Booten. Brand new listing today. Beautiful single family home in Tyngsboro. Find them at realestaterayBooten.com, realestaterayBooten.com. Thanks as well to Wellpoint. Wellpoint is the only health plan offering healthcare benefits exclusively to Massachusetts GIC members at Wellpoint. Your whole health is their whole point. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Wellpoint. Thank you, everybody. We'll thank some other sponsors as well. But first, Danielle, before we talk about the folk
You're putting me to
festival,
shame with those reads, by the way. I'm like holding the paper. Okay, but anyways.
Yeah, you do it. You fill in for me once every few weeks. I do this every freaking day. I have nightmares
impressed
about these live reads. So, can we talk a little bit about your turn into a sports writer, the most visible sports writer in the city of Lowell, if not all of Massachusetts at this point? What has happened to you?
Well, first of all, I get by with a little help from my friends. So I'm lucky that with some of the articles that have been written, they have been written by coaches and people involved with some of the local sports organizations. And I just get to zhuzh them up, insert some photos, get them on. But as a lot of people know, my son Landry is a baseball player in the city. And so I have relationships with baseball, Lowell Youth Baseball. And then I had somebody reach out to me from Lowell Youth Lacrosse. And then recently I had Coach Boyle on to talk about the football team. I feel like sports is such a great way to bring the community together. And I love featuring the kids, the athletes. It's so much fun.
It really is. And all of what you say is true. And what stuns me is that until your kids got old enough to start playing sports, you couldn't tell the difference between a football and a golf ball.
I mean, I could tell. I knew I could identify different pucks and balls and sports equipment. I could.
Could you?
I could. I mean,
I'm not sure you'd pass the test.
I mean, maybe not like tennis. Well, I know the difference between a pickleball racket and a tennis racket. Yeah, I know the difference between sports equipment.
Do you know the difference between a pickleball racket and a ping pong paddle?
I think a pickleball is more like rectangular.
Okay.
Than a ping pong. The ping pong is like circular or more of an oval. Yeah.
Not bad. But you just published something this morning about Lowell 11 under magical run for the team. Yes. Unfortunately, they came up just short of making the Cal Ripken World Series, right?
Yeah, and I feel for the team and the parents. I also, like, Landry's team was in the States, and it's so exciting. So you want the kids to keep on going, and then there's the other part of you as a parent that's like, how am I going to manage, like, the more days off and the travel? And it's really not just the athlete, it's the whole family. So congratulations to them, and hopefully they're at peace with their run at this point, and they're really happy with how far they went because it was really incredible. And they're going to come on the podcast in a couple weeks.
Awesome, great. Yeah. You're going to fill in a couple of times while I'm on vacation in August. But so it was the 13 under team, 11 under, but there were 3 teams that made.
It was 11U, 9U, and 8U.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Landry's on 9U.
All right, and they got to the States.
Yeah, and they all made it to the semifinals, both 8U and 8U might have made it to the championship. 9U made it to the semifinals.
And 11 under actually won the state.
Oh yeah, they won. And they
lost
they made it to the semis in the regionals, which is New England, which is extremely exciting.
Had they won, they'd have been going. Is it in Baltimore, Maryland? Where
I don't know where they were going. Every year, and for every division, it's different. Like if we won, we were going to Kentucky.
Oh,
so I made the mistake.
Lord.
I was talking to Patty McLaughlin, the chamber accountant, and Milo was in the car, and I'm like, yeah, because they were undefeated. I mean, they had a great run, and I'm like, if they win this and they go to regionals, and then I'm like, after that, it's Kentucky. So Milo was like, we're going to Kentucky. So he was like running around, and I said to all the parents, I'm sorry, he overheard a conversation.
They get excited, but
it's awesome.
It was funny. So Danielle published the story today that was written by Coach Florence.
Yep.
And it's fun when you read the stories of these kids. I read it, and it's all the kids of the parents who I remember kind of talking about as athletes when they were of
except
high school age and whatnot. Except for you, where the bleep you kids came from. Well, their dad was a hell of a baseball player, but it's you see them. You see
Drinkwater.
Sean Drinkwater, the son of city.
They had John had
right?
2 kids in the state. So his son Riley was in the States for the 8U as well.
Oh, no kidding.
So they were like going in. I'm like, I'm stressed. I'm stressed for you.
But it's just all the names out there of all these, well-known Lowell families, but, these parents who care, who are involved, not just in youth sports, but in the community as well, doing other things. And it's great to see these kids getting the recognition.
It is.
And I'm
really
excited
fun.
that Inside Lowell, that's been a big part of what I've been trying to do at Inside Lowell since we started in October of 22.
And you never asked me. You don't get it if you don't ask.
My problem was I don't have the time to do it all. So I kept looking for the right sports person to kind of do all this. Quite frankly, you were staring me in the face every day. Your office is
it's been really fun.
Room with me. I didn't know you were a sports fan. Had I known this earlier, you could have been the.
I'm a fan of families and just the kids and them doing great things. So like if somebody's watching right now and they're like, well, what about theater? What about like we're happy to feature every kid in Lowell, and so that's what I love about it. And like. Coach Florence, I went to high school with, friends with in high school, so it's really fun to like be on the. I mean, it's not fun getting older, but it is fun, like being on the end of it where you can see like your kids flourish and kids of people that you've known for decades flourish in this capacity. And I just think the more we can get their stories and their faces out there for people to read about and listen to and see, the better.
And we are happy to do that. Anybody who wants to start submitting anything about your kids' Little League team or your kids' or
anything.
Chorus or anything that they participate in, that's a big part of what we wanted to do. We've had the Boomer Baseball articles for 2 years now. We got Lowell Youth girls lacrosse this year. As you mentioned, you've got people reaching out to you now. So this is expanding. This is exploding. And please send us an email, teddypanos@InsideLowell.com, and we'll be happy to find a way to start sharing more of these stories about the kids. And as you highlighted, it doesn't have to be just sports. Right. And just yesterday, we put a story up there about a Latin percussion
I haven't seen that yet.
From the Lowell Community Charter Public School.
Because are they going to be at the Folk Fest?
They're performing at the Folk Festival on Saturday. They're going to be on Merrimack Street. Forgive me because I'm old. That's one of the things about getting old. You forget the times. But if you go to InsideLowell.com, you will see the story. It tells you exactly where they'll be performing. I know it's Merrimack Street and what time on Saturday afternoon. But this is a group of kids. It's the LCCPS, Lowell Community Charter Public School, has a number of after-school performing arts programs. The 𝐃𝐚𝐢𝐥𝐲 dance. They have a string quartet. They have a piano group. They have some kind of African, South African mambita. I think
I love watching that.
But it's they get their kids performing at the Folk Festival, where 100,000 people will be walking around the area, and many will get to see this. So it's awesome.
It is so cool. And this weekend, if you're at the Folk Fest, send us your pictures. Send us some of your stuff. Pictures, videos.
I like it.
We can feature it. I'm throwing that out there. I'm going totally rogue right now.
Bergie is going rogue, and she's also set up a very nice transition because we do want to talk about the Folk Fest again. This is the Thursday, July 24th edition of the Daily Pulse, and we were hoping to have one of the performers, one of the groups that's performing at the Folk Festival, be here and do some music live in studio. Unfortunately, I screwed up the schedule, and they will not be joining us today or tomorrow, unfortunately, either. But we wanted to give you a little flavor of the Folk Festival with Danielle, who's one of the key people behind the scenes and organizing a lot of it, especially the fundraising component. And we do want to talk about that. Let me just quickly thank my Daily Pulse sponsors, Ray Booten, licensed realtor in Mass and New Hampshire. Find him online, realestaterayBooten.com. Thanks as well to WellPoint. At WellPoint, your whole health is their whole point. Washington Savings Bank, banking that feels like home. Make the switch now to Washington Savings Bank. TMI Properties, quality and value at every price point. Find your perfect space with TMI. Mahoney Oil, providing warmth and protection to generations of families since 1925. The Greater Lowell Community Foundation, improving the quality of life in our region through strategic, impactful philanthropy. Francis E. Preventure Insurance, the agency Greater Lowell has counted on to insure its most valuable assets since 1982. And by the Massachusetts Pirates, bringing all the hard-hitting action and excitement of arena football to the Mill City Pirates. Final game of the season at home tomorrow night, Friday night, July 25th, at the Tusongusta Center. Head over, watch a little football, come down, catch the Folk Fest. Lots of things to do in downtown tomorrow night, and the Massachusetts Pirates, a big part of it. If you do want tickets, shoot me an email, teddypanos@InsideLowell.com. We'll get you over there to the game as well. We continue with Madame President Danielle McFadden, a.k.a. Bergie, of the Bergie and the Beast podcast. Yes. We haven't done one of these forever. So
it's been so long. I know. Before we went on air, I said I have no falling stories. We used to fill half a show just talking about me falling and tripping.
Let me put the jinx on. You haven't fallen or tripped
in a long time.
So you know it's coming this weekend.
Probably a fall.
Yeah. Bergie walking around with, blood.
So when you loaded some photos, which you'll show, but you know what photo, that was just my phone, but you know what photo, something fell. It wasn't me. That was my phone for those of you listening.
I heard the word fall and your phone
Yeah,
fell.
It's Surrey. Surrey, not only listens to prompts, but also, the picture of me from probably 15 years ago. Do you know what I'm going to say?
Oh, meat on the stick.
Meat on a stick.
Yeah, you grabbing a chicken kebab before you went
walking with a big meat on a stick from the Athenian corner.
Yeah, you know what? Boy, that was
a long time ago.
Maybe
yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yep. It probably was close to 20 years ago.
Probably. Anyway.
We were texting this morning because I posted that article, and I always have this mental block about inserting an ad, and so I text Teddy and I said, I'm really sorry, I just posted this. I'll do it when I get in the office unless you're at a computer. And then the boys were in the car, and then I played it, and it was like, what the hell are you apologizing for? And then after Milo said something, he goes what the hell? And I was like, don't talk like that. And he goes, well, Teddy said it. And I said, Teddy's 59. And they were like, Teddy is 59. So then we had a whole conversation in the car about you being 59.
Hold on. How old do they think I was?
They thought you were way younger.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah. No, they were like, wow, he's 59. He's old. He's older than you. So I think they thought you were younger than me. And I'm like, he's a lot older than me. So it was a very comical car ride today.
I always liked you boys.
Yeah.
And that you just made my life. I can't wait to tell Riley about that one. So they thought I was younger than you.
Yeah. So there you go.
I don't know if that's good news for me or bad news.
I mean, it's both. You. It's good news for you and it's bad news for me.
But your kids will be on display this weekend, like you and the Bucket Brigade. And I'm going to freeze this picture for a second because we did call up this old photo. That will be Danielle walking around during the festival along with
that's Zoe and Landry, but Milo was the superstar last year. He probably did it for 6 hours easily on Sunday
walking
last year.
Around collecting money.
Loved it.
For the festival to keep going and handing out beads.
Correct. Yeah. So
he did 6 hours.
Oh, he
was 7 years old.
He was 6 at the time. Oh. He would weave in between Market Street and boarding on the dance stage at JFK, and he would weave in between. He would stop with his bucket like this in front of you. keep on going, and then he would come back. So he was getting like double donation, triple donation.
I think my favorite was when he hit up Artie Sutcliffe.
Oh, Zoe.
Oh, Zoe hit up
She's
Artie
like,
Sutcliffe.
it was his birthday. This was a few years ago. He's in the car and he stops to talk to the kids. And then she's like, I'll take $20, please. She did it to Dupe, too.
Dupe
was like, when is Zoe gonna come shake me down this year? She went into Fuse Bistro. This was a few years ago, and was just walked around and collected from like Dupe and Brady and that whole crew.
Oh, I love it.
So yeah, my kids have no shame. In it's for a good cause.
Bring them into the Athenian Corner, please.
I will definitely.
Yes, we'll be more than happy.
That's great. Thank you.
To give them some donations there.
Great.
But I expect beads in return because my kids live for those things.
Your kids are we will always give Ruby and Ari beads.
All right. What for those who have no idea what the bleep we're talking about, what is this photo about? What is the bucket?
Yeah, so you can see the t-shirts, donation team, and then the bucket. So there is a whole crew of people. We probably have about 200 people throughout the course of the weekend, and they have their shirts on. They have an armful of beads and a bucket. And anytime you put money in the bucket, you get a string of beads. So it helps, subsidize some of the folk festival because it is a free event to attend. So it makes a big difference.
Yeah. How much does the bucket brigade typically
brings in quite a bit. It's not a number that is publicly disclosed because it's a lot of exchanging of money and all that, but it is a significant amount. So without the bucket brigade, there would be, we'd be looking for other sources of funding. So
and this year more than ever because of some grant funding was cut.
And the community's been really generous in advance of the folk festival, hearing about that there was a $20,000 cut, but we want people to still give. Think about the fact that you're getting free entertainment the entire weekend. Like the footprint of the festival is huge. You can spend all weekend there and never run out of things to do. So every bit makes a difference. And if you have the means to give $5, $10, $20, please do. It's greatly appreciated. And people will know you gave because you'll have the beads on.
Yep, every little bit helps.
Yeah.
The estimate is 100,000 plus people will be here at some point between Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. If every person just gave $1 or the moms and dads would give, a buck on behalf of their kids and whatnot, it's $100,000 and you don't have to worry about next year's event. You don't have to worry about weather and rains. You always have that extra little cushion.
It's an easy way too as a parent, like to teach your kid about giving back and about being philanthropic. I equate it to like the Salvation Army when you walk by and they're ringing the bell. Like I always would give my parents. I'm not giving my parents any money. They don't need it. My kids money to put in and explain to them, why they're doing it, and they love it.
And what's cool is that a lot of the organizations in town, a lot of the businesses, sponsors of the event have already sponsored, but they still put together teams of their employees who get out there. It's a fun team building thing. And again, 200 people. I didn't realize there were that many people.
It's a lot. Yeah. So the chamber coordinates all of that. So I put it out to the masses, and then I get, people fill out a form, or they email me, or they text me, they Facebook message me, Instagram. People can find me anywhere.
Danielle is everywhere. Yeah.
And then, get that going so that people know what shift they have. And
that explains all the activity in the office over the last week. I didn't realize you guys were kind of ground zero for the.
Yes, we've been ground zero for a very long time. I mean, it was years ago. Deb Belanger said to me, all right, it's your turn. She had done it for a couple of years. At that point, it was like, every couple of years, somebody else would take the lead on it. And then we've been taking the lead, I think, since I've had my kids. So it's been a long time.
I remember you from the get-go being out there and stuff. Young Bergie, back when you were younger.
You know what? Make the Rook Bridge joke. Go. It's only good until there's a new one. So.
Well, 1983, an important year in Lowell history. It was the year Danielle McFadden and the Rook Bridge were born. Now, how many years? 42 years later, one of them is in need of a major reconstruction, and the other one connects Pawtucketville to the Highlands. I'm here all week, folks. So try the meal and don't forget to tip your.
Except for him, if he's your server, do not tip him. He does not deserve it.
So, all right, what is Folk Festival Weekend? We know how you can contribute to it. The Bucket Brigade. You can also go online. There's other opportunities for you, especially corporations, organizations, individual donors who have a lot of money. Could really use your help. This is a free event to attend, but it is not free to put on. It costs over $1 million a year to put on. But what do you get? You get, Friday night, it kicks off with kind of everyone gathers at City Hall around 6 p.m. Is it?
At 6 p.m.
And we have a little parade of nations, right?
Yep, from City Hall to Boarding House Park. Yep.
You're there. You're usually the one dancing and bebopping around.
I might be doing a live. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Facebook Live for Inside Lowell. Let's go.
So throughout the course of the weekend, I will be throwing some stuff out there. You have to tune in.
All right.
But also, like I said, if you have pictures and videos and stuff, send them over, and maybe we can do like a little photo album of like Facebook from our insiders.
Love it.
And you're all insiders.
Or one of the stories we post along the way here, or one of the videos that you'll be posting of Danielle dancing or singing or
I know, you're making a lot of promises right now.
Yeah, but add your photos to them. But so the parade kicks it off. Yep. You head over to Boarding House Park. There's live music at Boarding House Friday night. There's food. There's also the dance pavilion over at JFK as well for folks who just want to dance.
And more food.
Dance away and more food. Saturday, the full festival kicks in with that Market Street stage.
Yeah, I love that stage. I'm sure you love the stage.
Right down. I'm literally sitting out there working our outdoor dining area in the takeout tent, and now I got the bands right down the street. But it's really livened up Market Street.
It has. It's amazing. And there's food also in that courtyard right there by the garage.
Yeah, food by the Market Mills and the Roy Garage out there. But there's all sorts of other things along the way. There's arts, there's crafts, there's kids' activities. And this year we got the Discovery Museum is pitching in with a little Discovery Zone for the kids.
Yeah, which I think is great. I've been saying for years, like, let's do some more stuff for kids. And so kudos to Lee, the executive director over at the Festival Foundation, for making that happen. So that's going to be exciting. And then there's the Causeway now, where some local nonprofits, including, I wish I had the list in front of me, but I don't. But I know that the Merrimack Valley Food Bank will be there, and Riverbend as well. So there'll be some local nonprofits that you can hear about, some opportunities to get involved with them.
Where will the Causeway be?
There's some on Shattuck Street, and I know that they're in two spots.
Excellent. So I'll get to see them.
Yeah. What do you have going on at the Athenian? I know you won't plug it, so I'm going to ask you what you have going on.
We have our usual offering inside, but also the outside streetery kicks into full gear. We got a bar outside. We got our takeout tent on Saturday and Sunday.
Awesome.
We've got our live music, our Greek and Middle Eastern music and belly dancing on Saturday, and we even have a DJ on Friday night as well, spinning some tunes.
Nice. The DJ inside or outside?
DJ Nick Diamond inside.
Inside, awesome.
So, we got
great.
For the outside folks, our neighbors at Warp and Weft always have great live music.
That's awesome.
Hopefully, Eckstein and the Intents are playing.
Yeah. Well, then you're going to try to duck out of work. So your sister's probably hoping that they're not playing.
That's exactly.
So that you'll actually get to work, Teddy.
But also, the festival within the festival, all the businesses that are already in the downtown they're out on the streets. They're showing off their wares. They're doing some food. And the two biggest events, and I'm gonna
and they're both sponsors.
Plug them here because they are sponsors of Inside Lowell. Our friends at Cobblestones, they set up outside with the food, barbecued ribs. They do all sorts of cool stuff and music all weekend long. So you have to stop by and see our friends there at Cobblestones, right by City Hall Plaza, so you can't miss them. And then over on Worthen Street, the Worthen House Cafe with Worthen Fest. They put their flyer up earlier this week.
I know, it looks awesome.
It's like 20 bands or performers between the full weekend. Friday night, all day Saturday, they're out there in that parking lot, and Sunday. Who I don't know. I got to talk to Penny about who coordinates that.
So much work.
Because
it's amazing.
Putting that many bands together.
Yeah. I'm already having FOMO because I have a sitter for tomorrow night, but I don't for Saturday night. So if you're listening and you want to watch
if you can pass a Corey check and want to babysit Danielle, by the way, my wife might need one for Saturday night as well. She's got one for Thursday and Friday. But
don't you have a room upstairs at the Athenian? We can just put all the kids up there, get a couple of sitters.
Screw that. We got extra rooms at my house. We'll just gather all the kids in one house.
It'll be like Rugrats. We'll put them in a playpen.
We'll share a sitter. We'll have some fun. But the fun starts, again, Friday night about 6 o'clock. But you can see, the downtown is busting
it's already. I mean, if you came downtown today, you'd be like amazed at, all the work that goes into it and everything popping up, and the crews for the National Park and the city of Lowell. They were like replacing cobblestones yesterday. I mean, they are doing.
The corner of
it's
Palmer
done.
And Middle.
They're done. Yeah, I walked by today. I mean, it's amazing the work that's being put into this, but also just the pride in the city, which is what I love.
Yeah, it's a fun time.
Yeah.
So please head on down. And again, remember, if you see Danielle and her kids, especially her kids, got to put some money into those buckets.
I didn't even have a bucket last year. They did that. I kind of just was looking out for them and holding their bucket if they wanted a snow cone or whatever. So my kids will gladly take your money.
But there'll be a bunch of other teams out there as well. But please come down, enjoy the weekend. It's a great weekend. We're sorry we screwed up the schedule and couldn't bring you a little bit of music here in the studios today, but we figured we'd give you a little taste of Folk Festival
this is fun.
2025. Plus, it gave me a chance to sit in here.
I know, it's been so long.
Bergie and the Beast. We have to. If you weren't running for office, I think we'd have to resuscitate that podcast. But I don't want to kill your political career. So
thank you.
Let's wait till after the election. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Whenever you need me, I'm here.
But thank you also for filling in, and you for filling in today as well. And
Sure.
In August when I go away, Danielle McFadden, Greater Lowell Chamber of Commerce. Always a blast to have you here, kid.
Always a pleasure as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you to Danielle. Thank you for tuning in as well. A little preview of the Folk Festival tomorrow. The Pod Squad will join us on the Daily Pulse. Our buddy Batch and Michaela. Batch and the hyphen, as I should say. They'll be here. We'll talk a little bit about the festival within the festival and give you an insider's view of the festival, some tips of how to best enjoy it that we here in the Lowell and Greater Lowell area have gleaned over now nearly 4 decades of folk festivals. We've learned a thing or two, and we're going to share it all with you and have a little fun. Tune in tomorrow. It's the Daily Pulse. It's the show that keeps its finger on the pulse of Lowell and the world around it. And as the world comes to Lowell for the Folk Festival, we're going to be focusing on that throughout the rest of the week. Thank you, everybody. Stay safe out there. Stay cool out there. Some hot weather moving in over the next 24, 36 hours. And we'll see you on the other side.